are these people?
I wanted to talk about North Carolina. This story came up, and I'm not even 100% sure how true it is. Allegedly, the story goes, because this has basically come from right-wing media, all right? This came from the National File, which I didn't really know, but they're definitely like Trumpian right-wing leaning. But this came yesterday, 6:03 p.m. Breaking, the Amish came to Western North Carolina and built 100-plus tiny homes to shelter Helene victims from the cold mountain weather, because it snowed there this week. Local and state authorities kicked the victims out of the houses, saying they didn't pass code.
Yeah, okay. I don't think Jebediah is going to make anything that's going to fall apart in the next couple of days, but,
Well,
you know,
first
what do
of
I
all,
know?
Second of all, there were a lot of replies in the chat underneath saying, if the Amish built it, it's beyond code.
Right. Yep.
All right. And thank you, Natalie, for the support. Appreciate that. Love you.
Yep.
That was Cash App. No fees over there. Appreciate that. That's the best. Anyway, Mitchell County, North Carolina government is what this says. I'm going to read it out. Notice to volunteers for temporary housing. If you are a local volunteer working to bring in temporary housing to support our local community, we first want to thank you for your efforts and commitment. But please remember that any temporary housing installations must comply with North Carolina's building and health codes to ensure safety and well-being for all. Before moving forward, please consult with local officials and relevant departments to verify that all installations are up to code. You know they're going to bring their own contractors and inspectors in. Our inspections department's phone number is this. Please see below for a statement from Division Chief of Codes and Interpretations, David Rittlinger. Okay, temporary shelters and dwellings. Remember, they're freezing. 2 months ago.
Right.
This happened. Go ahead, Reef.
Where's that Homes on Homes guy at when you need him?
Mike Holmes? Oh, he retired. Like, he doesn't do that shit anymore.
Bro, if he needs one more, we could get, I'm in.
I love that guy.
Like, yeah, he should definitely be on this. Like, and there's plenty of YouTubers that do inspections and all sorts of stuff that, like, get them out there too. Be like, these are great. You know, they need the help. I'm sure, I'm sure we can go fund me that, which you're going to get to that in a bit.
Here, this is the thing. Additionally, the building may not comply with life, safety, and weather protection standards, all right, such as proper fire protection safety measures, sanitation, insulation, and waterproofing measures, which are crucial for safety and comfort. Moreover, unstable soil conditions, particularly in areas where flooding has occurred, need to be evaluated. Topsoil is likely saturated with water, which may contribute to a significant loss of structural load-bearing support for temporary shelter buildings and dwellings, increasing the risk of collapse of buildings damage or collapse or damage. Understandable.
I mean, there's ways around that.
Right. So he says,
but there's like building construction for that. Like okay, let's put those in. Make sure it's super rock solid. Put in earthquake bars and whatever. Cool. That's like not hard to do if that's what we're doing.
Right.
Like, it just seems like delaying the process for no reason.
Right. Given these considerations, any temporary shelters and dwellings not meeting the minimum requirements should not be occupied, even if temporarily. Yeah. Ensuring compliance with established codes is essential to protect occupants from potential hazards and to maintain the structural integrity of the building. I would say that freezing to death outside is more important, but that's me. He says, I understand temporary housing is crucial in the recovery. However, safety cannot be compromised. Like permanent buildings and structures, proposed temporary shelters and dwellings and their locations shall be reviewed by the local code enforcement, and they have to be paid under the table in order to allow it to continue. I just added that part.
Yeah.
And it's time to take your local governments, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of people basically saying, if you don't hate your government, if you think you hate your government enough, you don't. Freezing to death in a tent or living in a temporary heated shelter that may not pass code, which would you rather have? Here's Ryan Dawson, not a fan, but he replied.
Yeah, neither am I.
The idiot that kicked people out of houses for the Amish built for hurricane victims. All right. Let her know how you feel. He's doxing her with her .gov email address. It's not really doxing because it's
Ryan,
public.
Anytime you want to spar, dog, I got you, homie. Know what I'm saying?
I don't think he wants to scrap. All right.
Yeah, I think he's good.
But
weight classes are a thing, dog.
But
anyway,
here's someone who says, I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. Here's them taking the pictures of the Amish there setting up the houses.
Yeah. Yeah, those look good. 16 on centers, cross braces.
Yeah.
You know?
No, what they're saying
floating
is
foundation.
the land might, the topsoil might be corrosive, but they didn't go and get the permits and do the testing and everything else before.
Yeah, I also don't think it's like, I don't think it's a structural foundation like that, you know?
Right?
Like if you look at the thing, I think they're on like cinders. You know?
In the meantime, Denver is building similar shelters at a walled compound by I-25, costing the city as yet untold tens of millions of dollars. And Andrew stating that East Palestine's train crash was a direct attack on the Amish communities in Ohio and Pennsylvania. Andrew doesn't live far from East Palestine, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. Talking about stuff like that definitely is why we will never be remonetized. My guess is on YouTube. So if you do appreciate the reporting and journalism like this and stories like this, let us keep the lights on, keep doing this. Please join that wall of fame if you haven't already. All these awesome people already have. Easiest way to do that is Cash App. If you've got that, $ Indie News Network, INDIE. All right, Ko-fi.com, PayPal, Patreon. There's also INNnewsletter.com you see going across the scroll. All right, there you can support that with a monthly